What's up, guys? We are back at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the GMR Grand Prix, and we are going to do some interviewing, and hope you see you guys around. So how was the car today?
Pretty good. It's a warm day today, so in the morning and afternoon the car is behaving differently, but we tried a couple of experimental before the qualify and seems to be moving forward, so pretty excited about the qualify.
What's the difference between the rain setup and the dry setup?
Usually rain setup you go stand up the cambers and then more compliance cars, which means a softer spring, but the problem is we don't have a whole day raining, so at some point ending up in drying the condition. So you can't really afford to go to the rain setup. You almost have to live with a dry setup and the rain tire.
All right, thank you, Takuma. Do you think it will rain because there is a slight chance of rain going into tomorrow?
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't even seen the weather report yet. I haven't looked at it for tomorrow. But I have heard that there is a chance of rain, which will make it very interesting. Are you still going to come to the track tomorrow if it's soaking wet?
Heck yeah. We'll be here.
Good.
So what's the difference between the rain setup and the dry setup?
I think it depends track to track. Typically in the wet, you want a little bit of a softer car, so you go softer on the springs and the anti-roll bars. And that kind of just makes it more compliant, and it rolls a little bit more, which is more what you want in the wet. We'll make some small adjustments if we know it's going to be wet the whole time. But if we think it's just going to be wet for a little bit of the race, then we want to maximize the dry time. We'll stick with our dry setup.
All right, thanks, Colton.
No problem.
How was the car today?
The car wasn't bad, wasn't the best. 6 is okay. We want to have a good quality. I think the track condition very hot, so that makes it quite tricky on everyone.
We've heard that there's a slight rain chance tomorrow, so do you think that's going to happen, or can we get the race in first?
I don't know. What do you think?
I bet we can get the race in. I hear they're pushing it back.
I agree. We either going to change the start time or we're going to put some wet tires and go on slide, right? So there's nothing we can do about the weather. So we enjoy today and we see you tomorrow, and then we get ready for the 500.
Thanks, Roma.
Thanks.
So how was the car today?
Car is very fast. We started out not so fast. I was 21st with number 21, which is pretty fun, but not fast. So we made very good improvements in the lunch break, and we're very fast now. We were 4th, and hopefully we can improve to 1st in qualifying.
So what is the difference between the rain setup and the dry setup?
So in the rain setup, you want as much downforce as you can, and of course you got the rain tires. So I'm not sure what the team actually does to the car when we go into the rain, but I think it's not too much actually. So yeah.
All right, thanks, Renus.
You're welcome.
So how was the car today?
Generally, I think pretty good. We got a plan for qualifying, make a few final modifications, so I think we got a decent balance on the reds. Excited to see what we got.
So it appears that there is a rain chance tomorrow. So do you think that there could be a slight chance of rain before the race, or do you think we could get the race in?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think time will tell. I'm open to rain racing, and I think some people will have some different strategies in qualifying now.
All right, thanks, Devlin.
Thanks, bud.
There appears that there is a slight chance of rain on Saturday. So do you think that could happen before the race, or can you get the race, or could we get the race in?
It looks like it's going to rain at 11 right now, which is before the race. So hopefully it rains and finishes off, but obviously we will race in the rain if it does rain. So hopefully they can still start it right on time, and whether it's rain or shine.
So what is the difference between rain and dry setup?
Completely different, entirely different, and it's definitely a challenge. The rain is hard to drive in. It's a lot slicker, but the team's ready for it if it does happen.
All right. Thanks, Connor.
Buddy, yeah. No worries, pal.
midday recap. So, pretty good. Got lots of interviews, and here's some more. How was the tour today? Well, I know you haven't been out there, but how was it yesterday, honestly?
Well, it was a tough day yesterday in the beginning, but we got better every session. We had an issue in practice 2, and then fixed it, went into qualifying, and then got better. Each session in qualifying ended up third. Felt like we actually had a pole car and just didn't quite do the best lap. But we have a good race car for today. I really feel that way. So I'm excited to run here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
So there might be a slight chance of rain today. So do you think that might affect the other driver's strategy to help it be anyone's race?
It's very possible. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. It's always fun when it rains, especially if it rains and dries up or vice versa. You know, it mixes up the strategy. Then we don't know what to do, and you're kind of guessing at some points. But I think it makes it fun. It makes it exciting. So if there's a little bit of rain, then we'll be all for it.
So, if you could pick one driver from the past to drive their car, who would it be?
Ooh, probably like maybe. I want to say Dan Weldon because I was a big Dan Weldon fan, but maybe one of AJ Foyt's cars. That'd be pretty cool. One of the Coyotes.
It's a good one. Thanks, Joseph.
Yep. Have a good one, Ash.
Good luck, Joseph. How was the car yesterday?
Car was good. We managed to put it P7. Just missed out on the fast 6 by 200. So a little bit of a shame, but you know, overall it was a really good day.
So, do you think that the rain, maybe that could happen, could change the other driver's strategies?
Yeah, I mean the only issue with the rain today, it looks like there's going to be thunderclouds and storms, which puts a bit of a hold on things because they can't let the marshals out on the track. But yeah, if it rains, it's probably a good thing for me being British. You know, I'm used to it.
All right, thanks, Callum.
Thanks, have a good day.
You too. So, do you think that the rain that might happen can change the strategy of the other drivers today?
For sure. I'm hoping it rains. I'm a little disappointed they moved the race up, but obviously their concern is lightning. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I would love for it to rain though. We haven't raced this car with the aero screen yet in the wet, so it'll be interesting to see if we get to that point.
So, if you could pick any driver from the past to drive their car at a test, who would it be?
Any driver to drive their car?
From the past, yes.
I think my favorite car from the past was Kimi Räikkönen's McLaren. It was the MP419. It was a really fast car. It just it had a lot of mechanical failures, but I think that's my favorite car from history.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Hey, Asha, what's going on?
Do you think that the rain could affect the other driver's strategy to make this in everyone's race?
I think it'll affect everyone's strategy. Be interesting because then once it rains and if it dries out, it'll be interesting what tyres you run and whatever. So we'll see what we can run and we'll be okay.
So if you could pick any driver from the past to drive their car, who would it be?
Rick Mears, probably the yellow submarine of one of his yellow submarines. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it was the one that he won the 80-something Indy 500, but I don't know it off by heart, but he's a legend, and I'd love to drive one of his cars, particularly a yellow submarine.
All right, thanks, Scott.
Hey, what up?
So how was the car today?
The car is really good. Yeah, it's been really good all weekend. I think it's been the best we had this season so far. So really happy. Yeah, we found some good stuff for the race. So hopefully we can fight for the win.
So do you think that the rain will change the other driver's strategy for the race, or it can be anyone's race?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna rain or not. Who knows? It looks like so. We'll have to wait and see, but for sure, if it rains, it's going to be a bit crazy for everybody. Haven't done any IndyCar race on the rain, so yeah, who knows what's going to happen. I think we will be able to be quite fast on the rain as well, but we have a good car on the dry. Hopefully, it stays dry for this time.
So, if you could pick one driver from the past to test their car out, who would it be?
That I can test their car. Oh, from the past. Wow, that's a good question. I think one of the Dario's IndyCars. I think just having the relationship I have with him and how those cars looked and the sound as well, I think I would take one of those cars.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Thank you, guys.